physician who's had my license for 40 years and had a very strong biochemistry background, I can say, and seeing what's happening with the X39, I can say without a doubt that this is the most significant medical breakthrough in my lifetime.
Hi everybody, Maria Benardis here. Hope you're well. For those that don't know, I'm a health and wellness coach, and in 2023 I was voted the number one on the top 10 list of health and wellness coaches disrupting the medical industry. And this year I was acknowledged for my work in the marquee Who's Who of 2025. So clearly I'm on the right track, and clearly I know what I'm talking about. And for those that don't know, I was sent by Yeshua and God to this earth to essentially help as many people heal everything in their body, and it is possible. You don't need to live with any sort of illness or disease. That is a 3D mindset. And of course, I'm here because Yeshua sent me to help as many people ascend as possible. And this is probably why today this video is very, very important. I think it's an important video because you can do a little bit of a self-check to see where you're at, and basically build on that to get to 4D and then get to 5D. Now, although we're talking about dimensions and consciousness, and at the end I'm going to cover some habits that people going on from 4D to 5D, what that looks like. So very important to write those down and make sure you're doing as many of those as possible. It's very important to note that there isn't just 3D, 4D, 5D. There's 6, there's 7, there's 8, there's 9, there's 10, there's 11. So really we're talking about, of course, there's also 2D, but we're not going to go there. So we're really not talking about very high dimensions when we're talking about 3 and 4D. It's probably some of the lowest that exists. There are much higher dimensions and consciousness. So our spiritual evolution keeps going and going and going, and from 5 we'll go to 6. So you get the drip. So the first thing I wanted to start off with is, well, what are these dimensions? Because we need to be very clear on what they are, and how does that link back to consciousness? Now, also, I have done a separate video on Q consciousness. There are 17 levels to consciousness. So please go through that, because that'll be a good check for you to work out where you're at. Are you down the bottom, which is 3D? Are you in the middle, which is 4D? Or are you up the top of Christ consciousness, which is 5D? So this is going to help you work out where you're at. Now, again, there is no judgment. It doesn't matter where you're at. The important thing is to work out where you're at and what you're going to do to actually move higher and higher and higher on your spiritual evolution. And believe it or not, most of us chose what that was going to be. I chose this. I know what I'm here to do, and I know the higher dimension that I'll be going back to. And this is the final work that I need to complete, which is to help as many people ascend. That is those that are actually going to listen to me, and help as many people as possible that are actually going to listen to me to self-heal everything, because you cannot go to 5D if you're not vibrating high, and if you are not able to take the necessary steps to heal yourself. So this is very important, and you can't get there if you can't control your thoughts and you're stuck in fear. So let's begin, and let's start with each dimension, and then I'm going to give quite a few characteristics under each one, just so that you can get a flavor of what that is. All right, so let's start from the bottom, and that is 3D. And I'll be looking at my notes here to make sure I don't miss anything as well. So 3D basically is you're in the matrix, you're all about your ego, and you're obsessed about your physical looks. Now, I'm not saying don't look after yourself, but these are the people that are so vain and are getting the Botox and doing this and doing that, getting huge amount of plastic surgery. You get the drift. It's all about how they look on the outside and really not taking care of the inside, which is equally as important as looking after the outside, without the toxins, of course, when we're talking about the externally. So this is where most people are at, and this is where most people will be at, unfortunately, and will not make it to 5D. And again, you don't skip 4D to get to 5D. You've got to go through each of the steps. So 3D is all about linear time, and there is a past, a present, and a future. So all of those three things exist in terms of time in these particular people's lives. Now, this is where all the lessons need to be learned, all the deadly sins that I've covered in the past, such as greed, gluttony. You get the drift, no gratitude, all of that. This is where it needs to be healed and it needs to be conquered before you move on. So a lot of these people are stuck in competition. They actually believe there's competition, materialism. Most importantly of all, they're stuck in emotions of fear, and I'm not good enough, and all these sort of negativities. And I'll cover a few more. And so they're overwhelmed. They're filled with emptiness. And now what I'm going to do is cover a few more. So what are some of the other characteristics of 3D? So again, we said the ego. It's all about the ego, all about me. Couldn't care less what happens to everybody else. I'm just going to live in my own little world, and I just want to get through my own little world to get to 4D and 5D. Couldn't care less about anybody else. So this is 3D. So it's all about service to self and just focusing on me to get through this. So it's living in the matrix. It's duality. It's basically associating with some sort of a label. Either I'm, first class, middle class, whatever kind of label. Separatism. It's all about control. I got to control this. I got to control that. It's all about rules, status, materialism. It's all about believing you got to work hard to manifest. Now, I was in that illusion, let me tell you. So again, it's the linear thinking I've already covered. Fear-based, lower emotional kind of feelings, and I'll go through the different emotions on the Q consciousness scale that fall into this in a minute. I just want to cover the dimension. It's all about cause and effect, linear thinking, and the victim mentality. Poor me, poor me. Well, that was Maria, let me tell you. I have gone through all of this again in this lifetime to remember who I was and to get back to where I am. So it's the dense, slow, and heavy type of energies. So if we're looking at the map on the Q consciousness scale, well, what are some of these emotions that are 3D? So these are the people that feel pride, anger, desire, jealousy, fear, grief, apathy, guilt, shame. All those emotions are 3D. So all those characteristics that I just covered are 3D. So if you are feeling any of that and it dominates your life, then you are clearly in the 3-dimensional consciousness level. So again, every dimension is about consciousness. Okay, so we're trying to elevate our consciousness, elevate our vibration. That's what this is all about. So if you're there, at the end I'll give you some tips. This is where you need to start doing some work in terms of elevating to get to 4D. So what are some of the things? Prayer, meditation, practicing gratitude, very important. And shifting away from those thoughts. You got to change your mind. You got to heal your mind. I've done lots of videos on how to do that. So you got to set boundaries and not get caught up in the gossip. not get caught up in the intel. Anybody still sharing intel and watching intel? I'm sorry to have to say this. Yeshua said to me, they are clearly still in 3D. 3D. That's what all of that is. This is why, I don't know if you've noticed, I stopped sharing intel and I stopped talking about it because Yeshua said to me, enough, Maria. You've graduated from the 3D. You are in the 4D, ready to get to 5D. You do not partake in those activities. And again, you got to take breaks from social media and all of this stuff. You got to detach from these things of this world. So let's move on to 4D. And then I think the habits that 4D / going on to 5D people do at the end will help you. So 4D, so this is interesting. This is like you're totally stepping into a new consciousness. You're totally stepping into a new timeline. So we don't have this linear time of past, present, future. Everything happens in the present, okay? There is no past and we don't go there, and there is no future. We create the future. Everything's created in the present. So you're not looking for outside people and outside things to make things happen for yourself. You empower yourself and you start to make things happen. This is the stage where you are manifesting. So you're manifesting your health, you're manifesting your finances, you're manifesting your dreams. There's none of these rigid rules of control. There's no such thing as competition. None of those emotions that I discussed before on the low end of the consciousness scale, they don't exist. You don't even participate in them. You may feel them temporarily, but then you totally remember who you are and you go the other way, which is happy, love, and joy. So all dimensions, as I said before, all past, present, and future are in this moment. And in the present moment, you can change anything. You can change your present circumstances and you can create an amazing life. I call this the manifestation stage. So this is also where you're starting to wake up or awake, but just being awake does not mean you are totally in 4D. Okay, you gotta experience everything else I'm saying together. Being awake alone does not make you 4D. You could be in 3D and awake, but then still be in those negative emotions. Do you see what I'm trying to say? You got to have at least 90% of the stuff that I'm saying happening. So this is where you start to question, who am I? Where do I belong? Um, you know, your connection to God starts to get amazing, because you have to have an amazing connection to God and be constantly hearing God to be able to do the manifestations and so on. So you're connecting back to your authentic self, and you're verbalizing it and you're voicing it, and you're not afraid to be who you are and to come out of your shell. Okay, so that's 4D. They've mastered all that 3D stuff. Okay, so we don't need to go there. That's where they're at. So what are some other things in 4D? So you realize that you're a conscious being. So anything that you do affects everybody else. So we've got this kind of unity consciousness happening. What I do to you, I do to myself. You feel love, you feel joy. So you're expanding your consciousness. You're seeking answers. You're understanding a lot more. Basically, you're aware of your connection to God, and you're building that, and you're focusing on spiritually evolving yourself, and you are having nothing to do with any intel and what's going on in this world. You've mastered that. You've been there. You've done that. So you're aligning with your purpose. You're remembering who you are, and you're starting to do things to help other people and to show your gratitude in action. So you understand that you are the creator of your environment, and you go within, you connect with the know thyself, and you start to manifest like you've never manifested before. So this is a good thing. Are you manifesting good health? Are you manifesting your dreams? Well, if you're not, I'm here to tell you, you're not at 4D. You may think you're at 4D, but you are not, unfortunately. So let's look at some of the things on the consciousness scale of level. Again, please have a look at my other video. So you're starting to get to a neutrality, courage, willingness, acceptance, reason, and love. So this is where you are. This is where you are. And you're starting to touch on joy and peace every single day. Okay, so these are the characteristics that we're looking for someone in 4D, and they're in there 99% of the time. So if you're flip-flopping between 3 and 4 constantly, you need to look at, well, where are my thoughts and my feelings predominantly, because that will determine which consciousness and dimension level you're at. Okay, so it's where do you dominate is the question. All right, so now let's go to 5D. So this will only apply to the 4D people. Okay, so if you're in 4D, this will determine whether you go up a notch again in consciousness. Okay, you cannot jump from 3D to 5D. It is just not possible, and it ain't going to happen. Anybody that's telling you that is not telling you the truth. Okay, so you need to go step up. So how do we know so we're in 4D now, and when the big event happens, how do we know whether we are going to go to 5D? Okay, there's no one here at the moment in 5D. In terms of us, the humans, okay, unless, you've come from an angelic realm or whatever else, which is basically me and some other people. But I still have to go through the motions from 4D to 5D, so I am not excluded. So here we go. Yes, 5D is all about unity, love, higher self, Christ consciousness. That's what Yeshua came here to teach us, how to ascend to Christ consciousness. Very important. So this is where all the illusions of separation dissolve. It doesn't even exist. We are all one. What we do to ourselves, we do to others. This is where we're out there trying to help people, trying to do whatever we can. When someone helps us, we show gratitude in action. We don't just say thank you. Thank you is a 3D construct, okay? Just saying thank you to someone without expressing gratitude in action, you are in 3D. When you're starting to express gratitude in action, now we're heading from 4D. Yes, we're ready to go to 5D. Now, you cannot go from 3D to 4D to 5D by ignoring your unresolved emotions and issues. They must be healed. So you could be someone, I'm in light and love, haven't resolved everything. Guess what? You ain't going to 5D. And I have to tell you, this is the majority of the light workers. There are so many out there, light and love. And it's like, hello, I can see them on the screen. They haven't resolved their issues. They're just putting this persona that they're in light and love, but inside they have fear, they have this, they have all those low emotions. So, very, very important that you learn to discern who you're following, especially those people that are still talking about Intel and whatever. They are definitely not on 4D, going on 5D, and Yeshua has made that very clear to me. So again, if you're still there on that bandwagon, you better be careful, because that's where you're going to stay. So be very, very careful. So when we get to the map of consciousness, what are we looking at? So basically, this is where we're in the love, joy, peace, and enlightenment. So enlightenment, which is Christ consciousness, which is where Yeshua was and Mary Magdalene. That's what we're looking at. And our emotions are predominantly there. Okay, that's the key, predominantly there. So very important. Also, I'm going to share a few tips. Well, how do we so what are some of the things we could be doing in terms of tips to help us to get from 4D to 5D. So very important. In addition to the ones that I said in 3D, journal your emotions. Journal your emotions. Ask Mother, Father, God for help and support. How do I heal them? I want to get out of 3D. I want to go into 4D. So you're going within for the answers. You're not going out there and asking people, getting psychics, psychiatrists, channelers, or whatever to give you the answer. Anybody that is still going to those people is clearly in 3D. Clearly in 3D. And is not communing with God for help and support and guidance. Okay, now you may seek the help of someone, say for example a spiritual teacher or a health coach like me, where I don't give you the answers, but we're actually going to give you the guidance as to where you need to go, what work you need to do, and then empower you to do it yourself. So you see the difference when someone's telling you what to do, that's 3D. When someone is guiding you and empowering you as to what you may want to do, that is actually someone that really wants to help you to get to 4D and 5D. And again, I've covered many other things. Do things that make you happy and bring you joy. Ground. Yoga in movement's very important. Eating high vibrational food. I have a video on that. Please watch that. Nature walks. And you'll find when you're in 4D, you can no longer be around toxic environments and people. You can only be in nature. So very important. 5D is also, I would have to say, where you're like a child. You've gone back to a child, and there's just this humility and just some other things. You're very closely aligning with the divine. It's all about service to others, not to self. So you are doing, like I am doing, these videos to help people. What are you doing to help other people? It's all about vibrating very high and high frequency. And again, on the screen, I have the product. Look at the description of what lifts my vibrational frequency each day and helps charge up my cells and keep me healthy. So people are usually doing that and showing up. Yes, I want to get to 5D. You have more activated senses, and you are surrounded by abundance. You have abundant health. You have abundant finances. You have abundant, beautiful, loving friends. You're guided. You're supported. You're co-creating with the Creator. Everything is effortless, light, because you are filled with light and with ease, and the knowledge comes to you from your own Akashic records. You no longer have to watch intel, have to go to people for the answers. If you want to know an answer, you meditate, go within, and God reveals everything to you. And it is one of the most beautiful states to be, to actually not need anybody from the outside world. The only person that I need for all my answers and guidance and keep going up in dimensions is Yeshua and my Creator God. I don't need people. I don't need intel shows and whatever to tell me what's going on and where I'm going. Okay, so let's now quickly cover some habits. I have done a video on this before in the past, but it's worth us going through 13 habits that people that are in 4D and basically going to 5D, or 3D going to 4D and then 5D. So some of it I've already mentioned, but it's worth mentioning again. Number one, you live in the present. The past doesn't affect you and the future doesn't worry you. You know you're going to be taken care of no matter what. Okay? You find it very easy to forgive. So someone will do something horrible to you and it's like, okay, it's okay. Surrender it to God. I'm moving on. I forgive them. And of course, forgive yourself. Number three, you feel overwhelmed with unconditional love, or agape, as we say in Greek, and compassion and free of judgment. Even if you don't agree with people's journey, it's like, okay, I love you, I surrender you to God. You'll find that a lot of these people that are in judgment, fear, and whatever will basically disappear from your life. Most of the people that are in 3D have left my life because my vibration is too high for them, my light is too bright for them, and they cannot handle it. And you're very compassionate, as I said, and you are you easily express gratitude in action, not just by saying thank you. You express it and you say thank you, that video was great, thank you, I'm gonna give something in return to say thank you. And guess what happens when you do that? God multiplies that and gives it back to you. So those people that are tightly greedy, hanging on to that money and not expressing gratitude in action, guess what? You're in 3D. That's where you're staying. It's very unfortunate, very sad. Number 4, when you're on 4D going on 5D, you can discern. You can see the truth a mile away just by looking at someone's face, or you can feel it. And guess what? You don't need to watch any intel or whatever else to tell you the truth, because you take it to God or you take it to Yeshua and the answer comes to you just like that. That's it. So you don't need to ask anybody else. Number 5, you maintain peace and joy no matter what, and don't have your emotions flip-flopping all over the place. Yes, those that flip-flop emotions, you're in 3D and you really need to do some things to get them into balance working with God. You need to be in a state of total peace and joy for the majority of the time. Okay, of course, something might happen and get us a little bit off our track, but then, we bring ourselves back, and whatever you have to do. And I've done many videos on what you can do to master that. Number 6, you no longer engage or participate in things of this world. Example, cabal shopping, MSM News, Intel, huge concerts, sports, organized religion, and getting caught up in all of that. If you're still in any of that, this is very sad, but Yeshua has made it very clear to me, these are not my chosen ones. They still have a lot to learn. They need to relive all of this again to learn to master that is taking them on the wrong path further into 3D. Our aim is to get to Q consciousness. Again, have a look at that video. And we covered the low emotions. 7, people that are ready in 4D to go to 5D have a better connection with Mother, Father, God, and higher beings such as Yeshua. And they pray to them, ask them for guidance, and they get their solutions. That's how I get my solutions. That's how I get my answers. I don't need to ask anybody. I don't need to look for someone and book them to tell me the answers. 8, they easily manifest their dreams and desires, and they always have an element of service to humanity. This is so important. Never has there been a time where we all need to reach out to someone and to help them. And if you are not doing that, you are all about service to self, okay? And if you're not manifesting your health, and if you're not manifesting money, finances, dreams, and I don't have money, again, I'm sorry to have to say this, you're stuck in 3D. And that's what you're choosing, because you have to spend money to make money. You have to invest in your health to get health, okay? And when Mother, Father, God, and Yeshua see you actually investing and spending, guess what? They're going to jump in to manifest the money and bring it back to you. So that's fear. I can't afford is fear. Okay, that is fear. Not showing gratitude in action, that is fear, and you're choosing 3D. Number 9, they stop projecting their issues and pain on others and take full responsibility to resolve the inner turmoil and issues. So everything that's happening in your life, you create it. And the quicker we learn that, it was a hard truth for me to learn, let me tell you. So the quicker I learned that, And the quicker we learn to stop projecting it and blaming others and get out of the victimhood and take corrective action to resolve it, quicker we do that, the quicker we ascend from 3D. Okay. Number 10, they are focused on the practice of ascension. So you are focused on self-care and you are focused on your ascension, and that includes the ascension diet. And what you're going to find when you reach 4D, let me tell you, you start to reject processed food. You start to reject, your body rejects it naturally. You start to reject meat, anything that's not natural, anything that's death, chicken, fish, all of that. My body just rejected it. So now I'm eating high vibration foods, and I have an ascension diet video there. So I'm not going to go into it. Have a look at that. See what's high vibration, see what's low vibration. So I was eating high vibration food. That's all my body could take. That's what's happening to me in 4D. I cannot have those foods anymore. So again, that will tell you which dimension or level of consciousness you're at. Number 11, they're focused. High vibration people, 4D going on 5D, focus on bringing new earth by creating solutions to problems and not focusing on the problems. These people still posting the problems, still, there are solutions out there. Why not get involved with an organization that has the solutions, such as the one I'm with? We have the solutions to free energy. We have the solutions to the new so-called med beds. We have the solutions to total health. Why are you considering perhaps joining me as a partner, joining my amazing team, and together we can go out there and be of service and help people? So you see, you have to do the work to bring on new earth. You're not, if you're sitting back waiting for someone to do it, whether it's President Trump or whoever, I don't care, you're clearly 3D, because that is not what Yeshua preached about Christ consciousness. Number 12, agape, unconditional love, based heart drives all decisions and not the mind. So you know, because you're making all decisions from the heart, filled with love, filled with light, and you're not making decisions from the mind, the ego. So there's a complete switch. Most decisions are made in 3D are the mind. And always the result is, how can I serve and help others? What is it that I can actually do in action? This is your primary focus, and should be your primary focus if you're 4D going on 5D. Number 13, miracles and abundance, manifesting easily, effortlessly, consistently. Again, God is abundant. God is not poverty and lack. And there are so many passages in the Bible that say that God is a God of, abundance in all, abundance in health. It's coded in the Bible, how we can heal. And of course, I posted a video yesterday about how that's done, how this amazing man, link in the description, the technology, he found all the codes to healing in the Bible, and he put them together, and he created things such as the X39, which is also Nikola Tesla, lifting your vibrational frequency. He created the new water technology that's coming. Never been done before. Documentary coming out, never been done. It's going to put every other water device out of business, if you ask me, because there's just no competition to this one. So that's all I really wanted to say. So very, very important that we take steps to move from 3 to 4D to 5D. Again, there is no judgment. I'm just laying out. I had to go through all of this as well. I'm no exception. So the steps that we need to take, and I've given you some tips on the kind of characteristics that show that you're in 4D going on 5D. So if there's any of them you need to master, now is the time. Time is running out. Already the majority of the wheat from the chaff, as the Bible says, have been separated, and you do not want to be left behind in 3D to live this nightmare again. This is hell. 3D is hell, and heaven is 4D going on 5D, which equals Christ consciousness. So a lot of people say, Maria, I want to go to heaven. Well, you're here now. You can live hell, or you can live in heaven. It's a state of mind. It was never a place. So that's all I wanted to say. Please also watch the other videos that I spoke about. Please like, share, and subscribe so we can help as many people. And again, if you want to lift your vibrational frequency, have a look at the product that I recommend and I wear. It's in the description of this video. And thank you so much. God bless you. I wish you well. I send you all love on your beautiful journey of ascension. And I do want to see as many of you as possible joining me with Yeshua in 5D and beyond. Some of us will be going beyond. 5D is not a high enough dimension for some of us. So I want to see as many of you joining me and Yeshua at the day when it happens. So God bless you. I love you all. Mahalo, and have a beautiful day.
An empowered life has no expiration date. We're all created to do incredible things, like conquer summits, catch big waves, and live our passions. As time goes on, our bodies begin to show signs that things just aren't as they used to be. Our energy levels decline, sleep patterns shift, and recovery slows. But our bodies are masterpieces of design, holding the potential to bounce back better than ever. With X39, we achieved something remarkable in the field of wellness and regenerative science that others could not. By utilizing LifeWave's unique patented technology, X39 uses light to elevate GHKCU, a copper peptide known to support overall health and wellness. Unlike traditional light therapy, which requires external light sources, X39 uses the body's own infrared light to naturally increase vitality, enhancing the body's flow of natural energy. For improvements in strength, stamina, performance, and overall health and well-being, with the simplicity of an affordable, non-invasive, non-transdermal patch. As we age, levels of these life-enhancing elements, which are associated with wellness and longevity, begin to decline. LifeWave invested 10 years into stem cell research, which resulted in over 70 patents. X39 was born to bring to the public a product that can support wellness in an entirely new way, supporting the production of younger, healthier cells with wearable light technology. Becoming a powerhouse is easier than you think. Harness your body's natural potential to maintain youthful energy and vitality, because life comes at you fast, but it doesn't have to pass you by. Live long, live well, live young. Be the light with LifeWave X39. LifeWave.